Well, it was the year of destructive hurricanes and devastating wars, of parliamentary huckers and a global obsession with a pygmy hippo. This is what the world looked like in 2024.
If this felt like a year of disruption, it could be because it was the biggest election year in human history, with around half the world heading to the polls.
For context, that's 3.2 billion people.
There was a narrow win for India's Narendra Modi, a massive comeback for UK's Labour after 14 years in the wilderness, and the least surprising result of the year, Russia's Vladimir Putin romping in for a fifth term, just weeks after the suspicious death of one of his political rivals.
Alexei Navalny has died suddenly in prison, according to the country's prison service.
Ukraine had to postpone its elections, the war with Russia dragging into a third year. Russia saw territorial gains in Ukraine's east, while Ukraine made a surprise push into Russia's west. North Korea gifted thousands of troops to bolster Putin's forces, and the outgoing Biden administration gave the green light for Ukraine to fire US-supplied missiles into Russian territory. But it was a conflict 2,000 kilometres to the south that captured and divided the world. Israel's assault on Gaza continued, the death toll surpassing 45,000, with the UN claiming most victims are women and children. Hamas continues to hold Israeli hostages, and days after triggering deadly pager explosions across Lebanon and Syria, Israel stepped up its fight with Hezbollah, moving troops into southern Lebanon and razing buildings in Beirut. The International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu as year-round global protests demanded other governments end support for Israel. For many Americans, the supply of arms to Israel was a crucial election issue, but substantive policy debates struggled for oxygen in a campaign defined by drama, shock twists, and the McDonald's fry station.
Never touched by a human hand. Nice and clean.
Being a convicted felon didn't slow Teflon Don, and his rematch against Joe Biden led to a debate performance so disastrous
we finally beat Medicare.
The president had to withdraw from the race.
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
That torch passed to his vice president just 107 days before the election.
I accept your nomination to be president of the United States of America.
There were 2 assassination attempts, absurd sound bites,
They're eating the dogs.
leaping billionaires,
All right!
and razor-thin poll margins that belied the decisive result.
CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president.
Trump's victory shocked many, but not the world's foremost political pundit.
The celebrity baby hippo, Mu Deng, has predicted the 2024 presidential winner, Donald Trump. There you go.
The year was already half over when a sassy pygmy hippo from Thailand entered the world, immediately becoming 2024's breakout celebrity.
She's quickly become an internet sensation. These days, Mu Deng seems to be everywhere.
Including a parody on Saturday Night Live.
I'm thirsty. Host!
Mu Deng had slightly more success at connecting humanity than The Portal, an art installation connecting Dublin and New York in real time that had to be shut down due to bad behaviour.
She lifted her shirt and flashed stunned onlookers in Ireland. I'm getting a lot of death threats, you know.
This is why we cannot have nice things.
But you didn't need portal tech to see the uncanny fake images flooding social media. More than ever, we were forced to question what was real and what wasn't, thanks to AI and Kate Middleton.
It's a relaxed family portrait, all smiles to celebrate Mother's Day.
Some of the world's largest news agencies withdrew the picture with a kill notice after concerns it had been manipulated.
The Photoshop controversy further fueling conspiracy theories over the Princess of Wales's whereabouts after she briefly vanished from the public eye.
Everyone wants to know, where is Kate Middleton?
The answer, undergoing chemotherapy treatment after a cancer diagnosis.
The cancer journey is complex, scary, and unpredictable for everyone.
But she wasn't the only royal battling the disease.
Breaking news from Buckingham Palace, which has announced that the King has been diagnosed with cancer.
For now, he is going to focus on his treatment and his recuperation.
It was a rough year for the royals, but they could take comfort in one thing. They weren't Boeing.
A door panel blew off the Boeing jet at 16,000 feet.
A whistleblower alleges Boeing took shortcuts.
But those PR disasters didn't hold a candle to the Boeing Starliner. So faulty, even the name caused trouble.
2 astronauts from Boeing Starliner Starliner are now awaiting a decision on when they can return home from space.
Back in June, astronauts Barry Wilmore and Sunita Williams were scheduled to return to Earth on the Boeing spacecraft after what was supposed to be an 8-day mission. 7 months later, they are still there.
We're both Navy. We've both been on deployments. We're not surprised when deployments gets changed.
A SpaceX capsule is due to bring them back to Earth in February. But the way the world's been going in 2024, well, they may not be in a hurry.
I think for a lot of people, 2024, with that international lens of the news that was happening, has been really quite devastating. So I think it actually, if people are feeling really quite exhausted right now, I'm with you, and I think that that's valid after we just saw everything that was going on there. Yeah. But also maybe it makes sense why we have hyperfixated on the super cute of the world, be it the pygmy hippos or something silly on TikTok or something like this. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but it's an understandable thing, at least. And also, just next year, I'm focused on when will those astronauts get home.
Well, you kind of feel like, why would they want to come home with the state of the world at the moment,
true.
right?
They've got the bird's eye view.
I hope they had travel insurance, because that is one hell of a layover. It's crazy.
I don't think they're paying for their return flight.
Oh, you don't think so?
I think that may be taken care of.
Oh, OK. I don't know how it works, but I mean, I got stuck once in Hobart for quite a long time trying to get to Adelaide, and it was awful. That's all I know.
You're very brave.
Thank you.
Not the same thing.